Hi guys, how are you? Hopefully you are all doing well. This is Rosie from Phoenix Rising by Dior. I'm here to give you a collective vibe. I was just about to go on and I was about to start, and the spirit asked me to just light a little bit of sage. So I'm going to do that now before we start. It's like, I have to watch it. I know it's stupid, but I just need to watch it. They tell me to just burn a little bit of sage for some reason. They're asking me to light it. Maybe it's something you need to do at yourself, at your home as well, guys, because they don't always ask me to do that. So as soon as I was about to start, they said to do that. Guys, we have a couple archangels present today. We have archangels Shamuel, Raziel, Cassiel, and Phanuel. We have the Council of One, and then we have the Council, the Forces of Light, and we have the Angels of Light present. Forces of Light and the Angels of Light are very healing angels, so I am assuming this is gonna have to do with your healing, but this is the collective vibe, so we'll see what they have to say. This is the deck they asked me to speak with you about today. The first deck they wanted to talk to you guys. I am tongue-tied. Maybe this is why you're feeling staying in a situation, or maybe you like where you are. Maybe it's not about staying in a place you don't want to be. Maybe it's about liking where you are right now. Let's see what they have to say. Behold, I read it a little bit differently. All these cards fell on top of the one card, so that implies to me that they all are picking up that energy right there. Okay. I feel that you have been in a situation, maybe you do like where you are at the moment, but in the past, I feel that you are finally speaking your truth on how you never received what was rightfully yours, what the universe had intended for you, because it's almost like they're saying because you didn't know the way. You didn't know the way. You didn't know the truth. You didn't know the answers, but you're speaking of this now. Okay. You weren't destined to be empty-handed, collective. It was not your destiny. It's something you're speaking of, or somebody's speaking of it. You've been in you decided, or you were stuck, or you are in a cycle that you weren't destined to be in, that didn't offer you love, that didn't recognize you, and didn't give you recognition, and it kept you stuck. Well, why did it keep them stuck? What kept them stuck? They kept themselves stuck, or was it a situation? Let's see what the Spirit say. Why? Because you were holding on to this past cycle for dear life. Apparently, you didn't want to leave it, even if you didn't know it. If you're feeling like you were stuck in a past cycle, or you're stuck at the moment, it's because you don't want to leave it. You're holding on with it with all your might, even if you don't recognize it. The High Priestess in reverse, even if you don't recognize it, maybe you don't know that you're holding on to it with all your might. I don't think you know you're doing this. The person, the lover, the person that you chose, okay? You're holding on to that person for dear life, and you're not prosperous at all. They're saying, I just heard them say, don't you see, by you holding on to this person, the more you hold on to this person, the more stuck you become. Don't you see you need to let go? And sometimes they just put a thought in my head. You're not stuck on the lover or because you want to be with them, sometimes you're just stuck. You're energetically stuck. Even sometimes you're stuck in hatred on somebody as well. You know, or you're stuck on the abuse that somebody put you through. You can't move on from whatever it is. You're holding on to it. Maybe you're stuck on the abandonment. Like there's many levels of how we can be stuck. Stuck in lack mentality. Stuck in feeling like you're undeserving. Explain. Ears ringing. All right. Spirit wants me to tell you, it's time for you to stand strong, stand proud, be who you're meant to be, let go of whatever it is that you're stuck on, so that you can triumphantly move forward and receive the blessings from the universe. Because you don't realize that this union or this situation that you're stuck on, not only is it not meant for you, it wasn't destined for you. It's not a spiritual union. So what tells me is that you feel that this person was a spiritually, divinely connected union. And they're saying, no, it's not. It wasn't. Odds are, it was probably karmic. But you can move beyond this unless you decide to live how you're living now or in that cycle. Do you want to keep repeating it? Because you might not be repeating it with this person. You might just be repeating with something else or someone else. You just don't know. They're saying you just don't know. You just don't realize how much you're holding on to this. Okay, what else? What's the next deck, Spirit? Okay. Let's see. Hold on a second. Why? Explain. You know what I'm thinking, so explain this. Hold on a second. You weren't sure if you could move beyond all this because you truly thought that if you just gave this situation time, that things would change. That you yourself would soar in your power, and that maybe this other situation would see your worth and see that you were probably in your mind meant to be together, even though Spirit's saying this is not a spiritual union. You were waiting patiently to see if this person was going to come in and recognize you and decide to change because you are the one. Or at least you feel you are the one for this person. You know rejection is God's protection, right? Rejection's God's protection. It's the truth. When you don't get something that you desperately wanted, maybe it's the way of God saying, no. You can do much better than that. See? Well, they just said this, though. It really is time to take this journey, guys. It's time to cross the deep blue waters. Of your soul. It's time to take that voyage. Move beyond this. You have your spirit guides your ancestors, maybe for some of you guys, your grandmother, protecting you, guiding you. And for some of you, and this is going to be a very small portion of you, some of you guys may have children or may be pregnant, okay? And you may have to be solo for a while. And maybe that's part of the reasons why you don't want to move on from a situation. But you may have to be solo for a while. But for those of you who do not resonate with that, they're saying your ancestors have your back. You need to know this to your core. That no matter what happens, if you know that they got your back and they're guiding you in the right path, that that's what you will receive. What is truly meant for you. Stop sacrificing yourself. You're not as delicate as you seem to be. Maybe some of you guys like to be the damsel in distress or the masculine in distress, whoever you are, masculine or feminine. Toughen up. Toughen up, buttercup. I just heard them say, yeah, they're saying like, stop sacrificing yourself. You need to toughen up. You know, when you go to the gym and you have calluses here. No, when I go to the gym, I wear gloves because I callus easily. But, basically harden from this situation. Not harden your soul, just toughen up. You got this. You can do this, basically, is what they're saying. The universe is telling you, you can do this. Stop giving yourself away. Stop giving your life away, I just heard them say. Because some of you are. If you're waiting patiently for someone or something to turn around, see, this isn't growthful. You're not going to evolve to the next phase. How is this good for you? When I do my SRT work on people, I explain that the soul is like an onion. There's layers and layers and layers and layers and layers and layers. And there's the core, right? And I have to do a lot of work to get to that core. Okay, that's it's many appointments, because you're gonna get what's on the outside first, and little by little you're gonna peel a thin layer. Now this is not like an onion, like a thick layered onion. This is like tiny hair follicle layers of soul. All right, just to get down to that middle. Sometimes when I have to break these generational curses, I have to try to get to the middle. You know how hard it is? Because sometimes it's from the beginning of the existence of the person's soul. I don't even know why they're making me tell you this. This is not the path that you're meant to be. You're much stronger than this, basically. All right? This is of your past. Time to discard that. Discard that layer. Throw it out. Shed it. Take a loofah. Remove it. Get a pumice if the loofah isn't strong enough. But it's time to remove it. It's not good to be weak. It's not good to be non-growthful. All right? Don't you need to evolve? By you waiting for somebody, you're not evolving. By you moving forward in your life and saying, God, universe, I accept all the amazing abundance that you are going to give to me, no matter what shape or form it comes in. It will attract something amazing to come into you. By you waiting patiently and saying, God, I want everything. Universe, give me everything. I want all of this abundance, right? But you're constantly waiting on the past. You're only recreating the past. Sorry, guys, I have something on my screen. Like, why do you want the past? Clearly, Spirit said, not only were they not part of your destiny, but they weren't even a spiritual union that you might have thought it was. It was a lesson. They just put this thought in my mind. We reap our karma, right? We reap our good and bad karma, let's say. Our good and bad karma. And I was thinking about this today. And I was thinking about religion and Catholicism and Christianity, and how we We pay for our sins. We pay for our sins. We pay for our sins. And how some people have this martyrism belief system. My life is horrible. I'm paying for my sins. I accept this. I don't believe this. I believe, yes, we reap our karma for our transgressions. But I believe, some Christianity almost makes you want to believe that you must always reap, or you must always do penance for the sins that you have created from the past, from the beginning. Those things that you asked, those transgressions that you asked to be wiped away years ago, right? I don't believe that. I believe you reap karma when you don't learn from your transgressions. This is something, if you're waiting for it, it's something you didn't learn from yet. They're saying, yes, Rose. That's exactly what you have to say. You haven't learned from your transgression of this past situation. If you are waiting and holding on to something, please do a nice review, okay, of your spirit and your soul and your mind. And think, really, 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 really dissect the situation. If this person came in and decided to right by you, would you really take them back? Because would they really be doing right by you? Or would they just be putting the illusion, the rose-colored glasses, the shimmering lights, the masks, that they are the one for you, that they've changed? Would you really take them back after everything they put you through? And I want to say a lot of people would say yes. And I feel Spirit saying no. That's not the right answer. For somebody who has put you through so much, you've learned so much, but have you learned? See, Spirit isn't going to give you the gifts that you want so badly because you didn't learn from your mistakes. Because you keep recreating the same individual back into your world. Maybe there was a part of this person that you loved so desperately. Maybe they were a different person when you first got together with them, but maybe they changed. But it's not who they are today. So if Spirit brings this person back into your life, odds are, if they changed, it's going to be minuscule. It's going to be just enough to powder cake you and put a little lipstick on and say, look how pretty I look now. But it doesn't mean they actually changed inside. As you know, as I know, that takes a lot of work. Where is it? I have it. That's a transition that would shine through and through. Transparency. They would change so much that that's all you would see. That they would be almost unrecognizable to you in a good way. Like, damn, that person's really changed. Odds are this person hasn't. Sorry, guys. I'm so sorry. I hate saying these messages, but clearly Spirit is saying you didn't learn from your mistake because you keep manifesting. See, you're not moving on. You keep manifesting this person back here in your world. They don't belong there anymore. If you didn't learn your lesson, see, little freaking orb just went through my screen. If you didn't learn your lesson, Spirit's going to give that person back to your life. Or a new person that's just like the old person. Because you're not paying attention to the red flags. Next deck, please. Okay. Oh, tarot card deck. Okay, good. I only use them for clarifier lately. It's time to come out and see this truth, guys. Come out of isolation. If you're waiting for this person, you're in isolation mode. You are holding yourself back. This is a sacrifice that you've been doing. You're holding yourself back from the gifts that the universe wants to give you because you are holding on to something. See, this is why they made me say this thing about the repenting of the sins. You're only going to reap bad karma because you didn't learn from the mistakes. See? You see? This is... Your burdens are going to come on you tenfold because you don't release the past. It's time to start over. It's time to start from scratch. That's what they're saying. Start from scratch. Go to the drawing board. Something else. It's like, I don't know. And I haven't done this kind of message recently, but I remember in the past, you guys were always manifesting this past person back into your life. It's time to move on from all of that. Okay, I'm going to do a closing message because I feel like they really pretty much got to the point. What's the closing messages, please? Which deck? You see, they just told me, no, Rose, you don't get to close this message out yet. There's something else that needs to be told. Okay, what's the next deck? What's the next deck? That's funny. See? I wanted to be done with it. Okay. See, I don't have a say. That's why, sorry, Pandora, if you're watching this, I can't just answer your question because they tell me no, yes or no. I can't answer or say something or do what they tell me not to do. Or sometimes they just won't. Like just now, they said, no, you're not done, honey. Keep on going. See, I let the divine guide me. They just humbled me in front of you all. Your heart is still closed to something, or your heart is still in the game with this other person. You need to heal from that. You need to realize and accept that this is probably not your person. I would say for a good 95% of you guys, it's not. Actually, they're saying even more. The person that you're still pining over from the past. If you want to know so much about them, why? See, this might be very complicated for you to understand. They're saying this might be a thick pill to swallow, basically. That your heart is still in the game with the other person. Sorry, my chair is squeaky. If you hear a squeaking noise, that's what it is. What is going on? So it's basically, they're saying, if you pray to the angels to come and help you, I hate saying this, but it's like they really can't help you. They can only help you halfway because you're not accepting the truth. If you pray to God to help you, they're saying, well, we are helping you, but you you're not moving beyond the lesson. So if you're not moving beyond the lesson, you haven't learned from it yet, or you need to repeat it because I need to show you in another way. Just like when I have to re-explain something 17 times because maybe the first way I explained it doesn't make any sense to you. But maybe after the 30th reading, you get it. There's something you didn't learn yet. So they can't help you. They can only half-heartedly help you. Wouldn't it be easy? Wouldn't it be easy to just be like, Archangel Michael, come slay him. And they just poof, and they do it. Wouldn't it be easy? What's the point? What's the point? That's not life. Life is learning. Life is evolving. Life is growing stronger. Why do you think we have so many lifetimes? Because we need to learn, and there's no way in hell you can do all of that on every aspect of life in one lifetime. A lot of times when we're reincarnated, we're not always even incarnated human. And sometimes we're not even incarnated into this dimension. We are a different species altogether. Thank you. They just said, those who throw stones in glass houses. I want you to understand something. Before your time is done, and I'm not talking about this lifetime, I'm talking about all your lifetimes. Every single person you've ever talked shit on, every race you're discriminating against, any ill will or ill intent towards people, you have been in all of those positions. You have been all of those people. You will experience all of it. All of it. This is why God teaches you to love one another, to love your neighbor as you love yourself. This past person, you still hold your heart to them even though they did not right to you. I'm not saying not to love them and hate them because I will just manifest hate. It's just accepting. God, I accept this lesson. I learned from it. Thank you. I want something better than this in my life. Please and thank you for the gifts that are coming into my life. Thank you. There's just lessons here that still need to be learned. Apparently, with this past person that you can't move on from. And for some of you, they just said to me, for some of you, it may not be a person, right? It's just a lesson. It could be a habitual pattern too, that you just can't remove yourself from. A habitual belief. I'm going to say for most of you watching this, I'm going to say there's going to be a larger portion of you that this is a person, because that's why you probably tuned in the first place. But this is not just about being with a person. This is about who you were meant to be here. Who your soul was meant to evolve into cannot evolve if you're stuck on this past. Sends love. Know you learned your lessons. Say thank you for the lesson. I'm ready for something bigger and better than that. Thank you. And don't repeat it. And if you wish this person back into your life, you have to repeat it because that means you didn't learn. You know, I just had this discussion with my daughter today. She has a boyfriend, on and off again. Her first real boyfriend. She's 19. You know, my boyfriend at 19 ended up being my husband of 22 years. And I said, please. I said, as much as you think this person is the right person for you, there's a million more who are the right people for you and better. if there's things that you don't like, know that there's always more. And there's going to be people with the same quality that that person had that's going to offer you a much better life, who's going to love you more, who's going to respect you more. Excuse me, as I just spit. I saw it on the camera. So why I'm saying this to you is because don't manifest this person because of some of the qualities they had. There are so many people or situation. This could be a work situation. This could be a family situation, a friend situation. It could be so many. It could be so many things, guys. Know that there's so much better, that you can still find something with all the amazing qualities it brought into your world, but it could just be that much better than what the other situation gave you. It's just breathing and letting it go. And knowing that God has your back. And not being in fear that you're not going to get better. Because when you fear it, you'll never, ever get it. All right, guys. I'll see you next time. Love and light.